Have you noticed that your eyes don't wake up the way they used to? Maybe the morning light feels too sharp, or the numbers on the bedside clock seem to sit behind a thin veil. Many seniors think this is just age, but what if your eyes are actually trying to tell you something? What if that dull morning vision is a clear sign your eyes missed the critical nighttime repair they deserved? Tonight, we're changing that. In this video, you'll discover 3 simple foods found in any grocery store. They can help your eyes hydrate, repair, and aggressively fight inflammation while you sleep. No gimmicks, no complex supplements, just natural nutrients timed the right way. By the end of this, you will know exactly how to create a before-bed ritual that helps your eyes wake up clearer, more comfortable, and less strained. Now, let me ask you something. When you turn off the lights and close your eyes at night, do you think your eyes stop working? Most people do, but here's the truth. Your eyes never fully power down. Even in complete darkness behind your closed eyelids, your retina is busy. It's repairing light-sensing cells. It's balancing fluids. It's rebuilding protective pigments that help you see clearly the next day. Think of it like a construction crew that only comes out after hours. They're patching cracks, reinforcing walls, and cleaning up damage from the day. But here's what changes as we age. That construction crew starts to slow down. Circulation to the eyes decreases. The tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients become narrower and stiffer. Oxidative stress, the wear and tear on your cells, rises. And the tear glands that keep your eyes moist become less active overnight. So by morning, your eyes feel dry, foggy, or slow to focus. It's not that they're broken, it's that they didn't get the support they needed while you slept. You see, most people think about eye health during the day. They wear sunglasses, they try to eat more carrots, they avoid screens before bed. But very few people think about what happens while they're asleep. And that's the window where the most powerful repair happens. If you can shift the overnight environment in your favor, if you can give your eyes the right nutrients at the right time, you can wake up with sharper vision, less strain, and more comfort throughout the day. So, before we talk about the foods, let's understand what the eyes are missing at night and why a simple change in timing can help them recover more effectively. Imagine trying to send a delivery truck to a house, but the road is blocked. The package is ready, the driver is ready, but nothing can get through. That's what happens to your eyes as you age. You might be eating all the right things, leafy greens, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, but if those nutrients can't reach the retina, they can't do their job. And the reason they can't reach the retina is because the capillaries, those hair-thin blood vessels behind your eyes, have become stiff and sluggish. This is especially common in seniors who deal with high blood pressure or blood sugar imbalances. Even mild circulation issues can fatally slow the flow of oxygen and critical vitamins to the most delicate parts of your vision, setting the stage for faster age-related decline, including conditions like macular degeneration. And when that happens, you start to notice things. Maybe your eyes feel puffy in the morning. Maybe they take longer to adjust to light. Maybe you feel a soft pressure behind them, like they didn't quite finish resetting overnight. That's where the first food comes in, and it's probably sitting in your pantry right now. It's not glamorous, it's not trendy, but it does something surprisingly powerful. It helps your blood vessels stay flexible, especially the tiny capillaries behind your eyes. It supports the balance of pressure inside your eyes while you sleep. And it delivers antioxidants that settle directly into the retina, protecting the central part of your vision. I'm talking about dried plums. Now, most people think of them only for digestion, and yes, they do help with that. But what most people don't realize is that they're rich in a nutrient called vitamin K1, which supports capillary health and keeps those tiny blood vessels open and strong. They're also loaded with potassium, which helps regulate the fluid balance inside your eyes. That matters because while you sleep, the pressure inside your eyes can naturally rise a little. and in people over 60, that pressure sometimes stays high longer than it should. That's what leads to that heavy, swollen feeling in the morning. When you eat a couple of dried plums about 45 minutes to an hour before bed, you're doing more than aiding digestion. You're opening the road. You're helping nutrients flow where they need to go. You're giving your eyes the circulation support they need to repair overnight. I once worked with a patient named George who told me his eyes felt foggy every morning for months. He thought it was just part of getting older. We talked about his evening routine, and I suggested he try eating 2 dried plums before bed, unsweetened and without preservatives. 3 weeks later, he came back and said, "My eyes don't feel foggy anymore. I wake up seeing clearly." That's not magic. That's circulation working again. And here's the thing. Dried plums are also low glycemic, which means they won't spike your blood sugar. In fact, they may help stabilize it overnight. That matters more than most people think, because blood sugar swings can temporarily distort the shape of the eye's lens, leading to early morning blur. So when you think of this food now, don't just think digestion. Think of it as the first step in helping your eyes repair, rehydrate, and wake up with clarity. Now that the pathway is open, now that nutrients can actually reach your eyes, there's a new challenge. How do we protect those nutrients and the fragile cells in your retina from damage while you sleep? Because the truth is, your eyes don't stop working at night. Even when your eyelids are closed, your retina is busy processing light signals, rebuilding key proteins, and repairing the cells that help you see in low light. And that kind of activity generates oxidative stress, tiny bursts of cellular wear and tear that build up overnight. If left unchecked, that stress can lead to early breakdown of retinal cells, damage to the optic nerve, and faster age-related vision loss. So we need a shield, something that quietly protects your eyes while you sleep. And that shield comes from a small green nut that's been used for centuries in traditional diets. This nut is rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that slips into the fatty membranes of your eye cells, especially your rods and cones, the cells that detect light. There, it helps neutralize oxidative stress before it can do harm. Studies have linked this nutrient to a slower rate of macular degeneration in older adults, especially when it comes from whole foods rather than synthetic supplements. But that's just one layer of defense. This same nut also contains 2 rare pigments your retina loves. They settle in the macula, the central part of your retina, and work like natural filters, helping to block harmful blue light and reduce glare, especially at night or under artificial lighting. And if you struggle with falling asleep, this nut brings one more unexpected benefit. It's one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to rest. Research has shown that this food contains more melatonin per serving than almost any other plant-based option. That means it doesn't just protect your eyes, it helps your whole body relax, giving your eyes the deep, uninterrupted rest they need to recover. I'm talking about pistachios. Yes, pistachios. They may be small, but they're one of the most eye-protective nuts you can eat, and they're also a good source of magnesium and vitamin B6, both of which support the optic nerve and help regulate tear production overnight. I had a patient named Patricia, 68 years old. She told me her eyes felt dry in the morning and night driving was a nightmare. The glare made it impossible. We added just 6 pistachios to her bedtime routine, about 30 minutes before sleep. 2 weeks later, she said, "My eyes aren't scratchy anymore. I drove home from book club last night without squinting." Simple, natural, and effective. If you'd like to try this yourself, look for unsalted, raw, or dry roasted pistachios. Eat between 5 and 7 nuts about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you have trouble digesting nuts at night, try pairing them with a small spoon of plain yogurt or a few kiwi slices for added vitamin C and hydration. Just avoid pairing pistachios with salty foods or caffeine before bed, as those can counteract their calming effects. So now we've got the road open. We've added protection. your retina gets shielded, your optic nerve gets support, and your body gets the gentle signal that it's time to rest, repair, and reset. But there's one more piece your eyes absolutely need, especially if you want them to stay hydrated and sharp, because protection alone isn't enough. Your eyes don't just need to be shielded from damage, they need to be restored cell by cell, layer by layer, while you sleep. And for that, your body needs raw materials, nutrients that repair membranes, hydrate tissues, and rebuild the structures that keep your eyes clear, moist, and sharp. That's where the third food comes in. These tiny seeds may not look like much, but they're packed with eye-repairing power. They're one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically the kind that helps rebuild the outer membranes of your retinal cells. Now here's the part that matters. As we age, those membranes begin to thin out, they lose flexibility. That's when you start noticing dry eyes, slower focusing, or feeling sensitive to light after waking up. When you eat these seeds regularly, you're giving your body the essential fats it needs to rebuild those fragile cells and restore your ability to see clearly without strain. Researchers have found that omega-3s from these seeds help calm inflammation inside the retina and support natural tear production, especially in older adults with dry eyes. And here's something you might not expect. These seeds help your body stay hydrated too. When soaked in water, they form a soft gel. That gel slows digestion, supports fluid retention, and even helps stabilize blood sugar overnight, something that matters for clear vision in the morning. That same gel effect also supports the tiny tear glands that keep your eyes moist. Instead of drying out while you sleep, your eyes stay smoother, more comfortable, and less gritty when you wake up. And one more quiet benefit. These seeds contain tryptophan, a natural compound your body uses to produce melatonin, which gently supports deeper sleep. The deeper the sleep, the better your eyes repair. I'm talking about chia seeds. I once worked with a patient, Robert, 71 years old. He started eating soaked chia with banana and cinnamon about an hour before bed. After 2 weeks, he told me, "I'm not waking up with dry eyes anymore. They feel calm, not tight." If you'd like to try it yourself, it's simple. Take a tablespoon of chia seeds and mix them into a small glass of water or almond milk. Let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes until it forms a gel. That's when it's ready to eat, soft, easy to digest, and more absorbable. You can enjoy it as is, or stir in a few banana slices, a bit of cinnamon, or even a chopped dried plum if you want to combine their benefits. If soaking feels like too much effort, you can still sprinkle dry chia seeds into a spoon of plain yogurt. It works just fine, though the hydration effect will be stronger when soaked. Either way, the result is the same. You're giving your eyes the materials they need to rebuild what time has slowly worn down. Now you've seen how each of these foods works in its own way. Dried plums help nutrients reach your eyes. Pistachios guard your retina through the night. And chia seeds give your body what it needs to rebuild and restore. But here's the real magic. They work even better together. This isn't just a snack. It's a simple, calming ritual that tells your body it's time to rest, it's time to heal. And it takes less than 5 minutes to do. Here's how I recommend putting it into practice. After dinner, during a quiet moment before bed, take a small dish and add 2 dried plums. Beside them, place 5 or 6 pistachios, unsalted and raw if possible. Then prepare a small serving of soaked chia seeds. If you've already soaked them earlier in the day, they'll be ready. If not, just mix a spoonful into a bit of almond milk or water and give them at least 20 minutes to soften. You can eat these 3 parts separately or mix them into a small bowl of plain yogurt. Some people even like adding banana slices or a pinch of cinnamon for taste and relaxation. The key is not perfection, it's consistency. Eat this combination about 45 to 60 minutes before bed, ideally without distractions. No screens, no rushing, just you, your breath, and the knowledge that you're doing something powerful for your body. I often suggest pairing this moment with a cup of chamomile tea or warm lemon water, not because it adds more nutrients, but because it tells your nervous system it's okay to let go. You don't have to follow this routine every single night, but doing it most nights, especially during the times when your eyes feel tired, irritated, or foggy, can make a noticeable difference. Some of my patients alternate ingredients. They might swap dried plums with a date once in a while, or they use kiwi instead of banana for extra vitamin C and hydration. That's perfectly fine. What matters is the rhythm, the intention, and giving your body the tools it needs to support you through the night. You're not just eating, you're signaling. You're letting your body know it's safe. You can repair now. And when you wake up with clearer vision, less strain, and a bit more ease in your eyes, you'll feel the difference. It doesn't require a supplement. It doesn't require a prescription. Just a few small bites taken with care. That's the ritual. And your body will thank you for it. Sometimes we forget that the most powerful healing doesn't come from a pill. It comes from consistency, from intention, and from the quiet choices we make every day. What you eat before bed may seem small, but to your body and to your eyes, it speaks volumes. A few dried plums, some pistachios, a spoonful of chia, each one playing a part, each one supporting the others. It's not a treatment plan, it's a signal, a soft, steady rhythm that says, I'm still taking care of myself. And that matters because aging doesn't mean losing control. It means learning how to support your body in smarter, kinder ways. You're not broken. Your body hasn't given up on you. Sometimes it just needs a little help and a little patience. Vision changes aren't always permanent. Many are related to hydration, stress, inflammation, and nighttime repair quality. Small adjustments practiced consistently often bring the biggest results. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Your eyes are far more capable of repairing themselves than most people realize. When you give them circulation support, protection, and the raw materials to rebuild, you're setting them up for clearer mornings and more comfort throughout the day. If this video gave you something helpful, I truly appreciate it if you tap the like button. It tells me you want more videos just like this. And if you're new here, consider subscribing so you never miss these simple, natural ways to support your health. Finally, share your experience in the comments. How have your eyes been feeling lately? I read every message and I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, here's to calm nights, clear mornings, and eyes that keep serving you every day of your